Hey everyone, it's Jenna. Welcome back to my channel. This week I'm so excited to be putting out a bonus video and we are going to be talking about all of the gorgeous holiday home decor that just hit Target's website. So these are all my personal favorite top picks, all of the items that I really feel will make your home feel cozy, elegant, and designer for amazing Target prices. I will say a lot of this stuff has kind of been staggered. There were some items available in the end of October, and then there are some that won't be available till November 7th, so I will make note of that in the description. Everything will be linked in the description so you can easily find it, but we're just gonna kind of dive in, talk about some styling tips, some things I would do with certain items, and my personal top picks and how I'm planning to decorate for Christmas. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so our first item is going to be this gorgeous chunky cable knit stocking. This is from the Hearth with Magnolia collection, and it's only $15. So this looks very similar to those LL Bean, Crate and Barrel chunky knit stockings that are so designer looking and are so iconic in that neutral Christmas decor palette. So what I like about these is they add texture to your space without being distracting. They kind of let the tree and the garland speak for themselves, kind of highlight that, but still emit that really cozy, classic look. And it's funny because I feel like sometimes online we can be a bit overwhelmed with our options of white cable knit stockings. There's a lot out there. A lot of them are a lot more expensive than this. So I honestly saw this and I thought, it can't be that great of quality. It's $15. So I went over to my mother-in-law's the other day and she had ordered them and I was shocked at the quality of these. I mean, they were super soft, very chunky feeling, and I felt like they honestly looked like you could get them from Pottery Barn. So I, of course, then went and ordered some myself. So they are hopefully coming soon. But yeah, $15 for these. It's great. I love the look of just neutral white stockings on the mantle, and I think it's a very elegant designer look. So definitely pick some of these up if you're looking for new stockings. So if you're really not into the all white, but you still want a very classic look on your mantle, they also have these really pretty striped ones from the Hearth and Hand collection as well. They are also $15. I'd say it's pretty much standard that if you're gonna get a stocking at Target, it's gonna be right around $15, which I personally think is a really great price. But these are great because they're simple, but they have classic patterns. They kind of look like they're made from a very linen-y material, and I think that they'd be really pretty if you just can't stand the look of white stockings and you want to add a pop of color. I personally this year am planning to mix the white cable knit chunky neutral look with a couple of just simple striped ones. So it kind of varies up the texture and the material and gives it a little bit of visual interest, but isn't too like stark white. So yeah. Okay, so next we have this gorgeous 36-inch faux porch pot pine tree, and it does say front porch, but honestly this is something that I would probably put inside, to be honest, just because it's so pretty. I love the pot that it comes in, and it looks to be really good quality, has great reviews so far, and it is unlit, but you could just throw some string lights on there. I think this would be a really pretty piece to maybe put on one side of your mantle, on the floor, then kind of like gathered with some presents or some logs or something like that, just to kind of create a little vignette down there. Could go great on a console table or right next to a console table or a bench, just anywhere you kind of want to spread the feeling of Christmas throughout your house where your Christmas tree isn't. This is a really great piece to do that. And so they have this one that's unlit, and then they also have one that has some lights on it. So this one is 40 inches. It's a pre-lit LED one, and it seems to be great quality as well. It's the same kind of pot. I think this would be really pretty kind of for the same uses. Just because it says front porch, you don't have to put on your front porch. You totally can. It'd be gorgeous out there. But I feel like this is another one of those really versatile pieces, and I like that it comes with a neutral pot, so you could either put it in something that you already own if you want to kind of switch up the pot, but I think by itself it's even really pretty. So okay, so next we have this stained woven tree collar, and I think this is so beautiful. There's lots of rattan seagrass ones out there that are super pretty, but I think that this is just a little bit more unique because it seems to be woven wood, which is really cool. And then it also comes in two different stains, so whatever wood you have in your home, dark woods or light woods, you can match that with this. So I like that versatility. They have it shown here with the light one, and I just think that it looks so pretty with that texture. Just adds another layer of visual interest below your tree and kind of warms things up. So I don't think that we're gonna see tree collars going anywhere for the next couple of years. I think they're a great solution to kind of hide that artificial base, and yeah, this is a really pretty one for a great price. 40 bucks is really good. It already has some decent reviews. So if that woven wood one isn't your thing, they also have this pretty cool antique finish stainless steel tree collar. They have it in copper or silver. I personally would go with the copper. I think that that's just a really classic look. And I will say it was kind of weird because in the description it says antique finish stainless steel, and you know, it doesn't seem to be an antique finish. It kind of looks like a rose gold in these pictures, and so somebody uploaded their actual product and it totally looks different. To me personally, I think it looks so much prettier than the picture, so that's why I wanted to include it. So, you know, like I said, if the woven tree collars aren't your thing, I think that this is definitely a fun, unique one to try out, just because it has that really pretty aged brass look that is, in my opinion, very designer. It looks very vintage, and I love that you can get this for $40. So next up, we have a super unique item that I personally haven't heard before. I don't know if I've just been living under a rock or what, but it is this gorgeous metal card holder display in antique copper. So another kind of antique metal, which is really cool. It has good reviews so far, and I think it'd be so pretty just to kind of display out on, you know, a console table or a dresser. You don't necessarily have to use this for cards. You could put some really pretty artwork in here. You could cut out some silhouettes of trees like in black paper or whatever and kind of make it a little art piece or something like that for only $20. I think that that's a really good deal. But I personally love the idea of just displaying some family Christmas cards out in the entryway. You know, it's so fun to receive some of these cards from your friends and family, and what better way to display it than with something like this. Okay, so this next item is a faux pine tree in a washed cement pot. It's the Hearth and Hand with Magnolia brand, and I've actually seen these in the store when I kind of went to scope things out, and I thought that they were really cute. I love the pop that they come in, and I think they're great for, you know, tabletop decor if you just want to put a couple, you know, mixed in with a bowl of pine cones or something like that. These are great budget pieces. They look pretty on a dresser or maybe a desk, or, you know, if you have shelves like built-ins or just regular bookcases or stuff like that, they look really pretty popped on there. So it kind of gives that Christmas look, but you don't have to change up the whole look of the shelves, if that makes sense. So they have 3 different sizes here, and it's kind of fun because you can get all 3 and just put them together, like I said, on a dresser or whatever, or you could just get them individually and mix them with other decor pieces. So yeah, pretty good value for those, I thought. Okay, so when I initially was looking through everything that was dropping, this was one of my absolute favorite pieces, and unfortunately it's already sold out, so I hope they get some back in stock. But it is one of those pieces that you could totally use year round. It's not just a Christmas piece, but it's this 7-inch round metal catch-all tray, antique copper by Hearth and Hand with Magnolia. And I will say the reviews do say that it's not as like bright copper looking as it is in the photo. It's more of like a dull bronze color, which I personally like better than like this coppery rose goldy color. There is one picture in the description kind of showing that, but I think this would be really pretty. I'm a huge fan of trays like this. They'd be perfect in a bathroom or on a dresser or on a kitchen countertop, something like that, just to kind of organize your decor, maybe a candle or a little plant, something like that. I think that these just look so designer. I love that it has that kind of expensive coppery, brassy look to it. This would be really pretty out on an entryway console table just to drop your keys in for a little catch-all kind of thing like that. They have that pictured here in the description. You could also use it just to put some pine cones on as a little display piece on a console table or a dresser or a countertop, something like that. I think that would be really pretty. So definitely lots of uses for this, and I hope it comes back in stock soon. Hopefully even by the time this video gets up, maybe it'll be back in stock. So all right, so this is probably one of my other favorites of the Hearth and Hand collection. It is this gorgeous 24-inch faux pine plant wreath with white berries, and you guys, it has those gorgeous bells. That is a super designer look right now. It's super trendy on Pinterest. Just to kind of hang a couple bells in between your wreath, it adds a little bit of visual interest, especially if it's in a spot where you see it all the time, like on your dining room window or your front door or whatever. I think that it is such a cute touch, and I love that it comes with those. So this guy already has some great reviews. I personally like to hang wreaths on windows throughout my home. I think that it really dresses up your space space. It's a very classic look, and especially if you have kind of a spot where there's not really much space to put decor, but you have windows, I think that it's a great way to just kind of dress up every room. So I think that I'm probably gonna end up ordering one of these just because I can't pass it up. I feel like I already have a million wreaths, but I mean, now I need one with these cute berries and bells, you know? Okay, so artwork is such a great way to really switch up the mood and overall feel of your space. So I love that they incorporated some winterized artwork, but it's not over the top like snowy hills and cardinals and stuff like that. It's this gorgeous cloudy sky framed wall canvas blue by Threshold Design with Studio McGhee. And of course it's already sold out as I'm looking at it right now, but hopefully it comes back in stock. You can hit that notify me when it's back button on anything that is sold out, and you will get an email when it's back in stock. I do that very often, so know that that's an option. It has great reviews so far, and I love the color palette of this. It's kind of greeny, taupey, bluish, and it honestly would work in so many different types of spaces. I think Studio McGhee, that is something they do so well with their Target line, is their artwork. They have some of those like just go-to artwork pieces for every season, and it would look so pretty propped up on a console table, over a mantle. You could even swap out, you know, some bedroom artwork if you have a statement piece somewhere else that you want to kind of just switch out. I think this is such a pretty piece. It's a gorgeous large size, so definitely makes the statement and sets that wintry, cozy vibe up for you just by hanging it on the wall. It's also one of those pieces that you could definitely get away with using it year round. And I like that once Christmas is over, you don't have to take it down. It can definitely stay up till spring, or, you know, even last you throughout the year if you want. This is definitely one of my favorites, and I might be getting this one too. Okay, so I showed you guys the Hearth and Hand wreath favorite, and then this one is my Studio McGhee wreath. It is this spruce wreath, and I love that it has that single little white bell in the middle. If gold is not your thing, I think this one's really pretty. It's plain, so it definitely has the versatility if you want to stick other things in it or kind of further decorate it. That's totally an option. Here in the picture, like I said, they have it hung on a window, which is so funny. I think that it's just such a pretty way to kind of dress up your space. It adds that designer touch with that little bell in the middle, and it's only 35 bucks, so same price as the other one, which I don't think is too bad. So it's definitely a bit more minimal than the other one. It doesn't have the berries or two bells, but if you like that minimal, super simple, classic decor, then this one might be a good one for you. All right, so next we have this pine tree by Studio McGhee. I showed you guys the Hearth and Hand ones. This is Studio McGhee's version, and I really like it. It kind of seems to have more of that blue tint, which I personally like. This is one of those pieces where it can honestly move all around your house, kind of depending on where you want it. You could put it in an entryway, next to a little bench or a seating area, maybe next to your desk if you work from home, just to kind of bring the Christmas cheer in there. It'd look really pretty next to a fireplace, just to kind of accent your mantle. It does come in 3 different sizes, so you could always get all 3 if you wanted to go all out and kind of group them together if you had a bigger spot. But I think that these are really pretty, and for the price points, they're really good. The most expensive one is $60, and then we got $40 for the medium one and $25 for the small. So the small could just be a really cute little tabletop one, maybe on a kitchen island or something like that. You could also put the small one in maybe a tray and put a candle in there and some pine cones and just like make a little moment out of that. So I think that could be really cute, especially for $25. I think that's a really good price. Okay, so one of my other favorite pieces from this collection is this pine branch arrangement, and it's only $35, and I feel like it's really big and looks super realistic from what I can see from the photos. I have not seen this one in person yet, but this would definitely be like my top pick for, you know, a potted plant for Christmas. I think that this would look so pretty just on a coffee table. I love that it has big full branches that kind of sprawl out, so it's great for minimalistic decor. I think that looks very designer when you have these huge, big, lush arrangements with really realistic looking branches. And the fact that this thing is only $35, I think is amazing. I like how in this picture here they have it styled on this coffee table with just a simple bowl, nothing too crazy. It just really emits that calm, cozy feeling because you're not overdoing it. And with pieces like this, it makes it really easy because they take up so much space and height. I love the pot that it comes in. It's not overly trendy, which I like, so it can definitely be used year after year, and is a really good investment, especially for only $35. right, so I know we already talked about chunky knit stockings, but this is Studio McGhee's version, and it's this really pretty white knitted stocking. It's 15 bucks, which is great. This is one of those items that's not going to be available until November 7th, but I think this would honestly be really pretty layered with different chunky knit stockings. I personally love the look of mismatched chunky knit stockings, so I'll probably get one from the Hearth and Hand collection, one from the Studio McGhee collection, and it'll just look, you know, a little bit varied and kind of mismatch and, you know, like I found each one individually, which I love the look of. I think it's a little bit more quirky, a little bit more kind of vintage looking. So this would be great if you did want to layer it with some other ones from different collections. Okay, so next we have this Spruce Garland, and I think that this is really beautiful. So they have this garland in two sizes. They have an extra long and then just a regular. The regular is $30 and then the other one is $60. I will say that this looks to be really good quality, very designer. I love the look of these branches on here. I think it'd look really pretty draped up a staircase, maybe if you guys have stairs, just attached with some ribbon. I love the look of that, and I will personally be doing that in my home this year for Christmas. Like I said, haven't seen it in person yet, but I think this one's a great buy. And if, you know, for some reason you're not happy with the quality or anything, you know, in the Christmas collection, they're super great at returns at Target. So it's almost like peace of mind. It's like, well, I'll buy it, but you know, if I don't love it, then it's so easy to take back. So, okay, so next we have this woven tree collar, and I think this is so fun. I think it's a new, fresh take on like those circular tree collars that we always see. It is $55, which is a little bit more expensive, but it seems to be a bit more heavy and solid and very chunky, which does emit that very expensive high-end vibe. And I mean, for $55 for this, I still think that's a great deal. I love the woven look of it. It's a great way to kind of warm up the texture in your space. Woven materials like this automatically warm up a room. So the fact that we can put this on our tree, I just really feel like makes your room that much cozier. And I also like the fact that it's a square. I think that that's fun. It's a very interesting shape, especially if you have a lot of circular shapes in your living room, if you have a circular coffee table, stuff like that. This could be a fun way to vary up those shapes. And I know this year I personally will actually be putting my Christmas tree in a big old basket. So it's kind of looking like that a little bit just because it has that square shape. So I think that that's a fun, unique look. All right, so we have that more minimal looking garland from Studio McGhee, and then we also have this pine and eucalyptus garland, and I really like this because I think that it kind of looks like, you know, you just stuck some extra eucalyptus in here. I love the little berries in there as an accent, and I think it's just really visually pleasing. So I think that this is a really, really pretty one. It's also $30. I love it here how they have it styled, just kind of draped over this display cabinet. I love the look of uneven garland. That is a big trend this year. So if you guys have seen pictures of, you know, asymmetrical garland on mantles, that is very big. So this could be a fun piece to do that with. Like I said, they have it here already styled like that, and same thing with this mantle actually. So yeah, definitely a fun, beautiful, pretty piece for a great price. $30 is such a good price for something this realistic looking, if it does look as good as it looks in the pictures. So, all right, so this next piece is this gorgeous Cosmo Arrangement, and it's only $20, and it definitely just brings that needed pop of color into some of our spaces, especially if you're doing maybe an all white space for Christmas or more neutrals. I think some of us would say this and be like, oh no, I only want like greens and neutral colors, but I think you'd be surprised at the fun pop that this really adds, and it wouldn't be overwhelming or anything like that. I love that it is in a more neutral vase. It's a great size. The flowers honestly look very realistic from the photos, and I love the vase that this comes in. The vase itself honestly looks very expensive, so I think that this is a really pretty piece for 20 bucks. And this is another one of those really pretty minimalistic accent pieces. It'd look really pretty in a bathroom just with a holiday candle pop next to it for just a simple, easy way to dress up, you know, a guest bath or something like that. Okay, so next there are a couple really pretty pillows from the Hearth and Hand with Magnolia collection. collection, and I love this plaid one. I think that it's very understated, but still adds that pop of green and red, which is really nice and sometimes really needed, especially if you just have all white or neutral pillows. This is a great one to just kind of add in the mix, just to really emit that, you know, holiday feel. They also have a really pretty snowflake one made out of like holly branches, I believe. It's definitely a smaller pillow, so it'd be kind of one of those front accent pillows. It's only $16.99, which is a great price. And then another one that I really like is this center stripe pillow. It comes in both green and red. They also have one with smaller green stripes in the center. And you know, I like that these are fun, subtle ways to just switch up your decor as the seasons change. You know, we don't need to go buy all new pillows for Christmas, but if you have, you know, mostly a neutral base, these are really easy to just swap in and kind of provide a little bit of a holiday pop. So something I saw and was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that, is this 3-piece ceramic house set. And I love how it's that kind of crackle look. They almost look vintage. They're very neutral, so they would fit in with any type of color scheme that you have. I think these would look really pretty popped on a mantle, layered with some other Christmas decor. I think that they look really pretty because they have that little spot for the tea lights, so you could get the little flickering ones, and it would just make it such a cozy, romantic atmosphere. You know, once the sun has gone down, which it does very early this time of year, so something to look forward to about the darkness is being able to, you know, light these guys up. They are $40, which is a little bit on the pricey side for something like this, but I personally think it's worth it. This is honestly probably my favorite like decor piece from the Studio McGhee set. I think that they're very elegant looking, super classy, and overall a good value for what you're getting. Okay, so we all look forward to baking yummy holiday treats, and it's so fun when you kind of have that holiday decor to bust out. So Hearth and Hand released this really pretty measuring cup set that I feel like is so perfect for the holidays and honestly year round. I love that it has this kind of, I think it's a faux leather tie on one of them, so you could totally hang these from a hook or something to display them. They look really pretty. They have that kind of warm coppery look, which I love, and they also have them in the measuring spoon set as well. That leather accent to me just is such a designer touch, and I think that these look a lot more expensive than what they are. I think they look like you could have got them from Pottery Barn or Crate and Barrel or something, when in fact they're both under $10 from Target. To go along with the holiday baking stuff, we also have some plaid and striped pot holder sets. These are really pretty if you display your pot holder sets like we do. We just kind of pop them on our hardware when we need them, so they're right there. So they're kind of like a functional decor piece, and when you have some with some holiday colors, very subtle yet very classic patterns, I think that that really just gives that extra holiday pop to your space and brings that cheer around your kitchen. So they have these pot holders, and then they also have a really pretty multi-stripe flower kitchen towel for $4, which is really pretty. I think that's fun if you're having maybe a dinner or whatever to put something like that out. So yeah, definitely some fun pieces for the kitchen. Can't forget about the baking. So another thing that we typically have to switch out pretty often anyways are our doormats, and this one's only $13, and I love that it's super minimal. It says happy holidays, very neutral, not cheesy or, you know, tacky at all. I just love the simplicity of it, and for 13 bucks, if your doormat's already dirty and needing kind of a spruce up for your entryway, I think this would be a really fun piece to kind of incorporate into that. All right, everyone, so that about rounds out this week's bonus video. Hopefully you got inspired to decorate your space in some way for the holidays, and definitely let me know in the comments if you will be investing in any of these collections, what your favorite pieces were, what you found interesting. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and definitely stay tuned for some more bonus videos because there's a lot of Christmas content coming, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!